Hello again, Struck. Well, October is almost here, and so are the plethora of games that are releasing this month. Just like the last few months, we have plenty. We have so many. But I've tried to shortlist those games into few videos that make sense, that list the games in a way where they have something in common. This game is combining high-profile games. Most of those games are AAA pricing, AAA marketing games, so heavy hitters. But there are some that are personally for me high profile, even though they might not be high profile for everyone. They might not have AAA pricing, and they might not have that marketing other games. Those such example, for example, is comparing the high profile Gotham Knights versus the not so high profile Lego Bricklands, but it has Lego in the name, so that's why it's in the list. Originally, it was going to be 12 games, but I decided to add some more games, and it's a 14 game list. I hope you enjoyed. Buckle up and let's go. Keep in mind, I'm starting the list with this game releasing on the 21st of October, but the rest of the list will be on in chronological order. So Gotham Knights, 21st of October 2022. Developed by Warner Bros. Games Montreal and published by Warner Bros. Games. It's the game I'm extremely excited about. In fact, there's quite a lot of game I'm extremely excited about in October, but this game it hits right where it needs to. It's kind of a water game. It's got plenty of nice action. It's got a diversity of builds, kind of not a massive diversity, but it's got a decent amount of diversity of builds for the characters, and it has co-op elements. So typical game I like to play, typical Wooter I'd like to play. We've seen a lot of stuff, not so much about the main villains. We know the main villains, the Court of Owls. In fact, it's my one of my favorite Batman universe, Batman kind of related villains. I really loved it when they were first introduced in the new 52 series of DC Comics. First of all, Batman is dead. It is now up to Batman's family, the Bat family, Batgirl, Nightwing, Red Hood, and Robin to protect Gotham. So you have to become a Gotham Knight. You have to become your own version of what you think a Gotham Knight should be. So there's this, as the developers explained it, kind of a moment where you realize, okay, I don't need to be the next Batman. I need to be my own version of Gotham's protector, and that's what this game is all about—a journey for your character. It has co-op, it has open world, kind of like a co-op version of the Spider-Man game that recently got remastered for PC. But you can play with one more person. I'm kind of disappointed that the co-op is only two-man co-op and not four-man co-op. It would have been lovely to see all four heroes in the same game. And speaking of four heroes and the co-op, you can have multiple versions of the same hero. You can have two Red Hoods, as we've. You can have two Nightwings, two Batgirls, two Robins, etc. You can have a mix and match. Regardless, keep in mind they're not walking you. Okay, your teammate is using Red Hood. Well, you can use Red Hood as well. Maybe you can use two different builds. It's super fun. From what we've seen so far, the boss fights are nice. We have that more mature and intelligent Harley Quinn. Well, she's always been intelligent. I mean, she's a psychiatrist, or at least her original self is. But in general, let's not speak too much about the game. It looks like it will be good. Whether it will be good, we will know on October 21st, 2022. It's kind of a September release, 27th of September 2022. It slipped under my radar last month and I didn't include it in any of my videos, but I'm including it now. The Legend of Heroes Trails from Zero. This series, the Legend of Heroes series, started 1989. It's as old as I am, to put it in perspective. And yes, when Void Bannings is assigned to Crossbell's special support section, he and his new teammates must prove themselves as they fight to overcome the injustice of a city gripped by corruption. Keep in mind, this is not a new release, it's a new release for PC. The game is already playable on other platforms. such as, for example, PlayStation 4 and Switch. And it is also going to be coming for PC on 4 different platforms as far as I know. Steam, GOG, Epic, and Humble. By the way, there's codes in the description for all the games that I could find for Epic and Humble. So it's a traditional JRPG, story-rich, anime-styled game, though it is fully 3D apparently, and from what I'm seeing. Releases on the 27th of September 2022. I'm recording this on the 24th. This video should be uploaded on the 25th. It's an interesting game. Experience Crossbow in this exciting chapter from the renowned The Legend of Heroes series, the series of an ongoing territorial struggle between the Erebonian Empire and the Republic of Calvard. Crossbow has developed into a prosperous city-state and one of the continent's leading economic centers. What I've seen from screenshots is that this game has the typical boring classic JRPG itemization. If you're not looking for like some advanced itemization water system, you can definitely enjoy this, thinking of it as a more retro-styled JRPG experience. I like, for example, how Square Enix innovated in the modern JRPG genre with Stranger of Paradise and adding more depth and stat rolls and rerolls in their items. The Legend of Heroes Trails from Zero is yet another fantastic installment from the Trails series. If you look past that boring, basic, old school, outdated itemization system. Next up, we have the newest installment in the Let It Die universe series. It's called DEATHVERSE Let It Die. So in 2026, a seismic natural disaster known as the Earth's Rage sent the world into upheaval. Now, several hundred years later, the inhumanely violent survival reality show That Jamboree was born to satiate the devastated human heart. Will you be the last one standing? Yes, it's a battle royale game. I mean, just by knowing that. So it's kind of like in the same world, same universe of Let It Die. It's a full-scale survival action game in the same world as Let It Die, hundreds of years after the events of that game. So will there be Uncle Death? Will Uncle Death return? Well, time will tell. The player will participate in the violent survival TV show Death Jamboree as a contestant. Releasing on the 5th of October, developed by SUPERTRICK Games for PlayStation 5, 4 and Steam on PC. I didn't find any information about other platforms. The game carries on the spirit of the violent, twisted world of Let It Die. You never know what will happen in a do-or-die battle to the death fought only with violent, powerful melee weapons. Instantaneous decisions such as whether to attack, defend, or go for the kill, surprise attacks, making use of terrain, or whether to hold out in a grueling battle will mean the difference between life and death. Contestants must also watch out for hunters, malevolent hired killers whose only job is to eliminate them, as well as the savage cryptids that lurk in the battlefield. Key to surviving is to put on a good show and earn GP by thrilling the program's audience. Stand out from the crowd by pulling off flashy moves and aim to be the last one standing through skillful use of various strategies. Now comes one of the other games I'm kind of very excited about. Asterigos, Curse of the Stars. Embark on a journey full of danger in this action RPG inspired by Greek and Roman mythologies. Explore the breathtaking city of Aphes and forge your way through legions of unique foes and mythical bosses to discover the truth behind the city's curse. Releasing on the 11th of October 2022, developed by Acme Game Studio, published by Tiny Build. There is a demo downloadable and playable on Steam as we speak. The regular version of the game is very nicely priced, $34.99. There's also a deluxe edition and an ultimate edition for $49.99, for $44.99 and $54.99. And yeah, there's a plethora of challenging enemies. You immerse yourself in the story, and you can decide on your combat style. Speaking of combat style, on their website, I have seen information about the different weapons. You have the sword and shield, the daggers, you have spear, you have hammer, staff, and you have bracelets. Whether you have different versions of those with different items, whether you have good itemization or whether it's just one of each type, I cannot tell you. I can't find much information, but it says there's over 100 collectibles. You can complete numerous side quests and forge your destiny in the New Game Plus mode. So those of you who love the annoying thing that is New Game Plus mode, you can enjoy it. You can combine and change your weapons on the go. You can equip two different types of weapons at once and become unpredictable in combat. So you mix and match two weapons, each providing you with a different play style. So you have your main weapon and your secondary weapon. And considering that there's, as I said, 6 of them, you can mix and match any one with the other 5, and that's a solid choice. You can battle more than 60 different enemies and encounter 22 bosses in the main story and side quests. Lego Brick Tales. It's releasing on October 12th, 2022, developed by Quackstone, published by Thunderful Publishing. Publisher whose games I've played, I think 2 or 3 of their games before on my streams, or at least covered them in those videos. There is a downloadable demo on Steam, not sure about other platforms. The game is releasing for multiple platforms, such as Xbox XS1, PlayStation 5, 4, Switch, and for PC, as far as I know, there's Steam, Epic, and GOG, but there might be more that I don't know of. So yeah, Lego Brick Tales. What the hell is it? What the struck is this game? In this puzzle adventure, use an intuitive brick by brick building mechanic to solve puzzles and bring your creations to life. Experience a charming story as you explore beautiful Lego dioramas and help the people inhabiting them. Pretty fun. Looks something that you would wanna give your kid if you have a young kid that's just getting into gaming. That's a nice introduction, because they'll probably have a lot of fun playing this instead of a physical Lego. Because physical Lego, sure, it gives you a lot of possibilities and stuff. But is it a great value for money? Well, this game will be probably priced similar to Lego Bros. Probably Lego Bros was $39.99. This game could be $39.99 or it could be $29.99. If they price it as $19.99, even better. But I doubt this would be more than $40. But we'll see. We don't know the exact pricing. Considering this is not supposedly a AAA game, it shouldn't have AAA pricing, but we'll see. It looks fun though. From what I'm seeing, in the story, it says your grandfather, genius inventor, has called you for help. His beloved amusement park is about to close as the mayor is threatening to shut everything down and seize the land if the necessary repairs aren't made to bring it up to code. With the help of your powerful little robot buddy, you can restore it using a mysterious device based on alien technology. As a source of power, the device needs happiness crystals, which you can harvest by making people happy and solving their problems. With the aid of a portal, travel to different locations all around the world to help people and collect their happiness crystals. Strap in for the ultimate building adventure and save your grandfather's amusement park. So yeah, globe-trotting Lego adventure, beautiful diorama worlds, built like never before. Trust your skills with varied puzzles. Test your skills with varied puzzles. Master your builds in sandbox mode, which would be fun to try regardless of age. Heaps of items to collect and unlock. Build your unique character. Recommended for ages 12 plus, by the way, but I think even people younger than 12 might be able to enjoy it. So the Last Story Crew. I've been following this game for over a year since they revealed, I think last year's Gamescom, their first trailer, or was it 2 years ago? I think it was 2021, but it could have been 2020 when they released the trailer at the Gamescom. So yeah, it's a choices matter action RPG game with co-op. So kind of like the Witcher game, but in co-op. Kind of, it doesn't seem to be a Souls-like game, which is good for me. I'm not a fan of the Soulsborne Souls-like. So, what is the co-op? It's online co-op as well as shared split screen co-op. From the split screen, I'm seeing 2 people, so most likely the online might also be 2 people. It's an action RPG with a strong emphasis on storytelling and player choices. The player awakens in a sci-fi medieval world on the brink of a war and starts influencing the destiny of the world. Not a small part of it, but the whole world. The game is designed as both single player and a co-op experience, and this game visually kind of reminds me of Elex um, from the creators of Gothic. That recently I've played Elex 2 and I love it. I mean, Elex 2 was my favorite game of 2022 so far, my favorite action RPG so far. And Last Story Crew, I definitely would recommend it from the looks of it without playing it to people who loved playing Elex and Elex 2. What else can I tell you? I mean, yeah, intriguing story, impactful decisions, challenging combat. The combat is easy to learn but hard to master and aims to create a tough but rewarding experience. Melee and ranged weapons with unique attack animations and secondary abilities, shields, techno-magical items, weight management, and upgrade system offer a wide range of customization for your playstyle. You will encounter various mass fights in which you can prove your loyalty by aiding your comrades in arms, but also fight your way through unsuspecting and surprised enemies. As you travel through a number of distinct areas of the war-torn world, be prepared to die. A lot. Well, this last bit I don't like. Hopefully there is some sort of easy mode where you won't die a lot, if at all. And yeah, in couch co-op, you can invite your friends over or tell your significant other to join you in your adventures. The Last Story Crew is designed to make co-op a unique experience. So, for example, you can find new fun ways to defeat bosses or reach special secret areas. The classic RPG character stat system also enables each of you to specialize your character differently so you can reap the benefits of raw diversity, becoming a beefy melee tank and protect your archer friend, or become a duo of mages and use one of co-op only spells to wreak havoc among enemies. I'm gonna repeat this. Use one of co-op only spells to wreak havoc among enemies. Co-op only spells. Let that sink a little. You may also want to be a pair of swordsmen hacking your way through enemies shoulder by shoulder. It's entirely up to you and your partner in game. So yeah, 13th of October 2022, developed by Gold Knights, published by Prime Matter, The Last Ori Crew. Lost Aid Wands. Extremely excited about this game. I really want to play it. We'll see how that goes. Developed by Ocean Drive Studios Inc. It's a turn-based tactical RPG. I was gonna say JRPG, but it's not JRPG. It's RPG with a gripping cinematic narrative set in a waning empire riven by civil war. Take on the role of a charming mercenary captain, Eden, and lead his band of allies through epic encounters on a classic turn-based battlefield. It looks good visually. It looks like there's gonna be a fun story, and the thing I like the most is that wow, there's some massive battles, and you're in that massive battlefield surrounded by a bunch of people fighting each other, and yet you're fighting the enemy armies, generals, and stuff like that. I like how it's adding depth to those fights, to those fields. Obviously, you still will be tackling some massive beasts, such as like a manticore looking creature, or like a big giant snake creature, so on. So there's gonna be a lot to enjoy in this game. Master the grid, apparently. Strategically station your soldiers in every battle to take advantage of their quas and magic skills. Master the battlefield and seize victory in challenging grid-based combat scenarios. Wield the elements, lay siege to towering castles, overtake cunning bosses with unique abilities, and take on hulking monsters that will force you to change up your tactic or become their next meal. Also bond with allies. Leading a rebellion isn't just about winning battles. You also have to build actually, not rebuild your camp. Convincing people to join, get to know their stories, and help them navigate the heights and walls of revolution. So, in other words, you will recruit companions. You will recruit people to join your army, your team of heroes, as it's common with turn-based tactical games where you control a team of heroes. And each of them will have their own story to experience through maybe some side quests or character-based quests, and etc. So nice that they've added stuff like that. And then customize your squad. Recruit and train the perfect fighting force with over 20 playable characters and 10 classes to choose from. Equip and train your allies to unlock new skills, spells, and passive abilities. That sounds amazing to me already. Hit your mighty squad against entire armies and rise triumphant. Yes, I hope they don't overprice this game. Um, but Lost Idol one's definitely on my top 3 as number 2 after Gotham Knights in terms of how excited I am to play this game. Moving on to the next game releasing on the 13th of October 2022. The Scare Ritual is releasing on 13th of October 2022 as early access title. And Wells Interactive are developers and publishers of the game. They have another Scare game, Made of Scare, which you can check out. It's already out. But this one is a round-based co-op survival FPS and spiritual successor to the award-winning British horror Made of Scare. Play solo or up to 4 players to survive the supernatural onslaught of the Quiet Ones. Designed for playing solo or up to 4 players online, short of a teammate, no worries. The game intensity of Scare Island's hordes scale to the number of players, which is great. So thankfully, scaling added and lovely. You could always find a friend over the official Scare Ritual Discord, they say. Scare enemies. The quiet ones have returned and they are not alone. Scare Island has recruited new elites, each with a unique set of abilities that will force you to change up your playstyle, change your vocation, or enlist the help of your teammates. Old enemies aren't the only ones to curse the lands of Scare. We have many more new faces, even some without faces, that want to destroy you. It is a miracle. Killing enemies offers a chance to drop powerful miracles. Look out for this. You'll need them. A miracle drop offers a choice of 3 random upgradable powers that buff or alter your shooting, melee, grenade, and healing. A 5th slot is reversed for your ultimate. A chargeable power action to save up for those sticky situations. Each miracle is bound to a Celtic god and comes in many forms, including rarity, core attributes, and power. There's also masks, quips, and more, so you can collect and induce fear on scarce inhabitants with interchangeable masks inspired by all forms of horror, folk, god, zombie, science fiction, to the supernatural, and more. Taunt your teammates with unique voice lines and switch out your dynamic menu scene environments from the island. The Laughing Policeman is also there. Get your guns, ammo, and more at the Laughing Policeman's booth at locations around the maps. Buy stock munitions or gamble on a randomly picked weapon with a chance of gaining a higher base level. Climb the weapon ranks with unique upgrades courtesy of the Laughing Policeman Supercharger for bonus buffs and visible steampunk inspired enhancements. Dragon Ball The Breakers is this game that I'm talking about now. Releasing October 14, 2022. Developed by Dimps Corporation. Published by Bandai Namco Entertainment. It's kind of like... I don't know how to say it. It's not really a BR. It's 1-on-7 online asymmetrical action game with in which a band of 7 everyday humans try to survive the Raider, a classical Dragon Ball rival such as Cell, Frieza, and Buu, who will hunt and evolve into an unstoppable force. Escaping won't be so easy. So it's like a hide and seek with fighting, that type of game style. So 1 versus 7, 8-man online PvP game. It's definitely fun. You have to escape as a team, or you can escape on your own and leave your team behind. So you can cooperate with others while there is still time, but the raider or the other survivors' decisions might force you to go it alone. What will be your playstyle? You can enjoy playing as a raider, Cell, Buu, or Frieza from the Dragon Ball franchise, and they'll probably keep adding new raiders and new survivors and so on. In fact, they recently announced a new one on Tokyo Game Show for each of them. And as raider, you will enjoy overwhelming powers to hunt and wipe out survivors, master each raider's unique abilities to track, catch your victims to evolve and become even more powerful. Trapped in a temporal seam. Escape from large maps composed of several areas, but be careful, the raider always watches over you and may destroy areas to reduce the space at your disposal, making your chances of escaping much slimmer. But you can also customize your playstyle. Whether you're a raider or a survivor, choose your progression path and unlock skills, skins, and items to fine-tune your own personal strategy to escape as a survivor or triumph as a raider. Vehicles, weapons, capsules, take the most out of each gimmick to outsmart the raider and escape from the temporal scene. So you can enjoy that unique power up and unique item drops experience. Play as Nathan Drake and Coy Fraser in their own standalone adventures as they confront their pasts and forge their own legacies. This game includes the critically acclaimed single-player series from both Uncharted 4 A Thief's End and Uncharted The Lost Legacy. It's finally coming to PC. It's already out on PlayStation. If you wanted to play it on PlayStation, it's now out on PC as well. And that is amazing news to many of you out there who have been waiting for this collection. Are you ready to seek your fortune? Seek your fortune and leave your mark on the map in the Uncharted Legacy of Thieves collection. Uncover the thrilling cinematic storytelling and the largest blockbuster action set pieces in the Uncharted franchise, packed with all the wit, cunning, and over-the-top moments of the beloved thieves, Nathan Drake and Chloe Fraser. In an experience delivered by award-winning developer Naughty Dog, the Uncharted Legacy of Thieves collection includes the two critically acclaimed globe-trotting single-player adventures from Uncharted 4 A Thief's End and Uncharted The Lost Legacy. Each story is filled with laughs, filled with laughs, drama, high-octane combat, and a sense of wonder. Remastered to be even more immersive. Discover the breathtaking sights, feel the thrilling gameplay in your hands, optimize the adventure, which means unearth a wide variety of modes and PC-centric enhancements such as improved UI for game options, reimagined user interfaces, the addition of scale sliders for some menus, GPU and VRAM detection and management options, as well as adding auto pause, minimize the background and variable load speed support, along with a host of other additions. There's AMD Fidelity FX Super Resolution 2. And yeah, you can play this in 4K. Super sharp 4K resolution and also ultra wide monitor support. So there's a host of enhanced graphical adjustment features such as adjustable texture and model quality, anisotropic filtering, shadows, reflections, and ambient occlusions, as one would expect in a PC remaster version of a game. I first introduced Batoro Lost Haven in the upcoming games for 2022 when 2021 was ending around winter. And yes, it's finally here. October 20th, 2022. Embark on an epic adventure to save Earth in this interplanetary action RPG. Harness the ancient powers of Sun and Moon to take on a variety of unique enemies while solving diverse puzzles and exploring stunning sci-fi worlds, each with its own curious stories, inhabitants, and mysteries. The game looks extremely crisp and smooth when it comes to gameplay. And it looks like there's someone walking alongside you. It doesn't seem like there's split screen or co-op, so it most likely is an NPC walking alongside you in some of those trailers. But I like how the user interface looks. I like how you have powers of sun and powers of moon, and how you would be able to combine them, and maybe some enemies would be weak to one, others to the other, to make you make choices which one you use. Overall, it looks like a nice, amazing game. So Avril never thought she'd have to step up and be a hero, but after a mysterious and devastating event, her world was flipped upside down. With her homeworld on the brink of destruction, Avril has been gifted extraordinary powers and will have to journey across the universe to uncover ancient secrets and reckon with a series of life-changing decisions. Throughout Batora Lost Haven, you will explore a range of unique alien planets and discover a galaxy in which mortals are born and the line between right and wrong is mercilessly thin. As you explore, you need to harness Avril's unique abilities to perfect different combat styles and defeat deadly foes, solve intricate puzzles, and take on quests from curious alien inhabitants. Every choice you make will shape your journey and forge the way you carry out your final mission, restoring your lost haven. So yes, the game hopefully is not too overpriced. It's another game I'm excited about. Now here's a late addition to this list. Originally this game was not planned to be on this list, but since they changed the release date for Beneath Ressa, I've added Scorn, which was gonna be in the next video. Scorn is an atmospheric first-person horror adventure game set in a nightmarish universe of odd forms and somber tapestry. It's the game where you can expect the pleasantly disgusting thing to be everywhere you look, including in the mirror. The game is already pre-purchasable with a 10% discount, so instead of $39.99, you pay $35.99. Developed by App Software, published by Kepler Interactive. There is a deluxe edition that's $49.99, 10% discount off to $44.99, which would include the game, an art book, and a soundtrack. And the art book is a 192-page digital art book, including a massive amount of exclusive artwork and research designs from the nightmarish universe of Scorn. If you pre-purchase it again, you get that 10% discount. They keep advertising that in their Steam page. It's saying it's an atmospheric first-person horror adventure game set in a nightmarish universe of odd forms and somber tapestry. But they also specify that every location contains its own theme, kind of like a story, puzzles, and characters that are integral in creating a cohesive world. Throughout the game, you will open up new areas, acquire different skill sets, weapons, various items, and try to comprehend the sights presented to you. So it's a cohesive lived in brackets world. Not sure what they mean by that, but it says it takes place in an open-ended world with different interconnected regions. Each region is a maze-like structure with various rooms and paths to discover. All the storytelling happens in-game with no cutscenes or to distract you from the grisly reality of the living, breathing world you are in. But keep your eyes open. The game won't show you any sympathy if you miss something important on your uneasy travels. It has full body awareness. Players will experience better immersion being aware of the character's body and movement. Interaction with the world is realistic. Objects are picked up with your hands instead of just floating in midair. Machines and instruments are operated by grabbing the controls and so on. There's also inventory and ammo management. Your loadout is defined and limited. This plays a big role in keeping the player in an even greater state of awareness throughout the whole game. Players will have to think about when to fight and when to take cover and how their actions affect the world around them. Different playstyles will be needed to advance. New Tales from the Borderlands. I completely missed this game yesterday when I was recording the voiceover, so I decided to add it last night. And today I'm recording this to let you know about it. Yes, New Tales from the Borderlands that was, well, at least announced and teased on Gamescom is coming on October 21st, 2022. Developed by Gearbox Software and, as is the tradition for Borderlands games, published by 2K. Decide the fates of altruistic scientist Anu, her ambitious streetwise brother Octavio, and the fierce, frogert slinging Fren. Quo and con your way through the 5 thrilling chapters. So that means plenty of story. It's a story-driven game and a story-based game. There are some pre-order bonuses, such as the Adventure Capital Pack featuring cosmetics for Anno, Octavian Fran, 10,000 in-game currency, and an in-game FWAC Votelander collectible. The pre-order is available through October 20th. Then there's also Deluxe Edition, which includes the PC version of New Tales from the Borderlands or whatever edition you buy, including Tales from the Borderlands' full game. Play as Rhys and Fiona in this hilarious, heart-wrenching story set on the desert world of Pandora. You're getting the first game if you get the Deluxe Edition. What is this game all about? Well, the underdog story of 3 lovable nobodies. Decide the fates of altruistic scientist Anu, her ambitious streetwise brother Octavio, and fierce road-slinging friend, as I mentioned. It's an extraordinary cinematic adventure. The Borderlands aren't just home to vault hunters, psychos, and weapons corps CEOs. They're full of downtrodden, intrepid civilians just trying to get by. With a host of returning and fresh faces, including an assassin bot with comedic aspirations and a less murderous than usual bandit, this unforgettable tale is sure to delight fans new and old. Your choices shape the outcome. The decisions you make determine how your story ends. Whether it's Anu's vision of a universe that markets more than weapons, Octavius dreams of fame and fortune, or friends Frosty plot revenge. Their success or failure depends on you. The other game my mind completely shut off and forgot about being an October release is Star Ocean 6 The Divine Force. The 6 is omitted in the name, but here and there it is mentioned. Square Enix and Tri-Ace present the latest title in the Star Ocean RPG series. Keep in mind it's a 25-year anniversary for the Star Ocean series. Another long-running Square Enix franchise. If you pre-purchase, you get Lionheart's Boot Gang, which is a great sword for Raymond, a weapon that Raymond can use in the early game. Otherwise, I mean, later on, obviously, it becomes useless, but it's traditional. It's traditional to have that not so pay to win for single-player games, extra bonus gear if you pre-purchase or if you get a better edition. No, I'm not a fan of it, but I understand it. Includes a factor that increases experience gained in battle as well. I'm not sure if that's connected to the weapon because it's a separate sentence, but I think it is. Then, flashing Nagler ring is how it's written. Dual blades for Letitia, weapon that Letitia can use in the early game and includes a factor that reduces the enemy's defense temporarily. So it's definitely a stat for the weapon. Then pawns used when playing the minigame SO1 can also be used as an equipable item. Get your hands on pawns from 3 Aces Classic series, the Valkyrie Profile and Radiat stories. Playing piece accessory Lenet, Lizard with E, Lizard, Jack and Ridley. About this game, I'm gonna go back to what the Deluxe Edition includes after I mention what the game is about. In Star Ocean, the Divine Force characters can freely move in 360 degrees and roam the skies. Move and explore freely in 3 dimensions. Everything you see can be explored. You can move in 3 dimensions while flying around the largest environment ever. Whether you're flying around and exploring rock faces and roofs or buildings in the city or leaping off cliffs to seamlessly enter battles, you have more freedom in terms of both adventuring and battling. They're also saying that it's the fastest and strongest action of any in the series. While the game will give you space to play as you please, the scope of its battles has also evolved. Characters can subdue a large number of enemies with super high speed movement attacks. Special abilities where you can vanish for a brief moment from right in front of your enemies' eyes, and a skill which could kill in one hit. Saitama, is that you? This game will feature a challenging yet thrilling battle experience to enjoy while freely soaring the skies. Now back onto the digital deluxe edition. It gives you the full force game. It gives you the Radiant Hildegrim, which seems to be some sort of red armor. It gives you the Holy Siegfried, which seems to be some purple with silver and leather elements armor. It gives you Bunny the Wagyu Mower brooch, which seems to be some sort of either amulet or something, some other accessory. It gives you the tree emblem with you. I'm not sure what this is, probably some sort of a charm or whatever accessory. It gives you the goat bunny statue, which again, probably some keepsake, some accessory. And then Varanaut's ring. Varanaut's ring is a golden and purple mix ring, interesting one. And it gives you the Star Force original soundtrack digital deluxe edition. To get notified when I upload more content like this one or other builds and guides for Wooter and not so Wooter games, you can subscribe to my channel and hit that bell button to not miss out on notifications. As well as keep in mind there's something called memberships on YouTube, which lets you be a paying member for my channel to get access to perks such as emotes and badges made by me, as well as the option to get one-on-one tutoring for the very basics of Adobe Photoshop, Premiere and After Effects. And memberships can be cancelled at any time if you no longer want to be a member. Thanks for watching all the way until the end, Struck Web. Keep it cool until next time and goodbye.